platinum, all that shit.
People.
Oil, people too, yeah.
They were selling people.
Which was the biggest commodity at that time.
Now, well, it became the biggest commodity. Now, the region that's now known as Ghana, right, had the Ashanti Empire, right? It became an empire from slavery. Yeah, slavery, from the enslaving other black people. Yeah, and selling them. Some for weapons, for gunpowder, for rum. You understand? Now, they were gold traders. Ashanti gold made it all the way up into Europe and Asia. You understand? There was a lot of gold in West Africa. You had this dude, Massa Kankan Musa, right? Took a lot of gold to Mecca, carried by slaves, and gave the gold away and gave the slaves away. No. So-called African king. No. Well, he wasn't an African king. He was a so-called African king. I say that because generic. Africa is a viciously generic term. It doesn't have a meaning, and it doesn't apply to any one. Can be applied to any group, right? Generically. Doesn't tell you anything about them. Doesn't tell you about their culture, their language, their history, whether they were great, whether they're dirt farmers or empire builders. Well, you know, in order to marginalize our people, right, you can't have them really talking in specific terms with accurate information, because if they talk in specific terms with accurate information, the children will repeat it. Now, one thing you have to notice about our people on this planet, we're often imitated by other people. Even in this culture, right, when we were stripped down to nothing, naked with rags, white people's imitating us. That's where damn near 90% of your performance art in this country is based on either black people performing or other people imitating us. Your music genres, your rock and roll. I'm not even talking about today hip hop. I'm talking about jazz, bebop. Even I'm talking about back to the 1800s. We got guys like Scott Joplin.
Because you had the Irish coming over here, you had the African slaves. They combined.
Oh, you can't say Irish and African slaves. You gotta say Irish slaves in Africa. If you're gonna use the term slaves, right? If you're gonna use the term slaves, right? Yeah, Irish were transported to Jamaica to be slaves by Oliver Cromwell, British Prime Minister, right? That's why a lot of people on the island of Jamaica have, you know, Irish ancestry. You see some of them have red beards and freckles. Irish people were treated very badly. Well, I'm not going to say just as badly. They were indentured servants, right? But a lot of Irish people, a lot of your early mixtures of black and white were black and Irish. It was consensual.
Because they came over here because of the family.
In 1741, right, there was a plot to burn down New York City, right? It's called the Great Negro Plot. Yeah, 1741. And they hung blacks and Irish people. Irish women, one Irish saloon dude, you know what I'm saying? And blacks who were enslaved for plotting to burn down New York City. What? Freedom. We mean why? Slave rebellion. Yeah, slave rebellion. Enslaved black people and indentured slave white people. Well, no, because you didn't have a lot of Italians at that time. See, Italian immigration came later. What you got to know about the United States is anywhere they go fuck with people, that's where you see the people come from. They go fuck with Nicaragua, you see Nicaraguan people over here. They go fuck with Vietnam, you see Vietnam people over here. They fuck with Japan, you see Japanese people over here. They fuck with Puerto Rico, you see Puerto Ricans over here. You understand? Anywhere they fuck with, and what they leave over there is baseball. That's why anywhere they've been, you look, the people play baseball. They play baseball in Puerto Rico. They play baseball in Cuba. They play baseball in Korea. They play baseball in Japan. Come on, Japan, the Japanese was samurais. You go from samurai to baseball. You know what I'm saying? That is the cultural influence of the invader.
You had the Africans, you had the Irish, they had their culture, Irish had their culture. What they say, like tap dances, combinations, like African dance, Irish dance. It happens all the time. It happens all over the place. Africans, they collaborate with different cultures and peoples and stuff. They create a whole new type of culture.
Well, we are a whole new type of culture, right? And for the life of me, I don't know why we have never convened a conference to name ourselves so. Right now, we go by names that people call us. They call us black, they call us African American, they call us Negro, they call us nigger, they call us spooks, coons, and you can hear us calling ourselves the same shit. It doesn't matter because we are a new people unto ourselves like no other on the planet. Our culture is different. It is. Well, let me tell you this, right? The Irish have Ireland. They identify with as one place. The Irish are one people. Africa is a continent. It's not one place. It's like 50 countries over there with 50.
I see what you're saying.
You understand? And Nigeria is one place, got 200 different cultures.
Right.
You understand?
And not to mention all the dialects and all that.
Well, to be realistic, right? The motto of this country fits us better than it fits anything else. A pluribus unum. One out of many.
Right.
That is who we are. You understand? But we have yet to name ourselves, and because we have yet to do it, we are confused as shit around here. You got people who look just like us running around here talking about we Indians.
Right. Yeah.
I'm a Cherokee.
Well, everybody wants to be black, but nobody wants to be black.
Well, no one wants to identify with us socially, politically, or economically, right? No. But they can't deny that we look good. You understand?
We have that swagger, yeah.
So they want to look like us, but not. Now, strangely enough, we do the same shit. That's why you got people who look like us frying their hair, putting jerry curls in their hair, bleaching their skin. You understand? Because they just
want to internalize hatred from being like a, from being a country.
Well, I'm gonna tell you it's not hatred, right? I'm gonna tell you it's identification, right? No, they identify with those in power. Now watch, those in power want to look like us, but not. So no, it's not that we want to look like them. Don't look like them. We just don't want to look like us. A little less like us, but not like them. They want to look a little more like us, but not like us. See, there's a strange psychological trying to meet in the middle shit going on here. That's why you got blacks and whites having babies, because that produces the not like us, not like them mixture that people try to artificially induce with the jerry curls and the bleaching of the skin and
so you're saying, like, with
on their part, the suntans and the dreadlocks. Yeah, they grow dreadlocks. No, they're not trying to be Europeans. They just trying to be a little less like us. See, they want to be brown, just not as brown as, I don't know, say somebody from Senegal. You understand? Look, strangely enough, people in Africa go through the same shit, right? Fela Kuti made a song called Yellow Fever. That's what it's about. Them bleaching their skin, turning yellow. You say they got yellow fever. Say it was so much they got fever. Jamaica go through the same shit.
What is that? What's that? It's a syndrome. It means that you identify with your
That's Stockholm syndrome. But now I renamed that in the case of blacks. I call it down home syndrome. Well, down south is down home to some blacks, so down home syndrome is missing that shit. You know, people
don't-
tell
you
me
think-
about down
you
home
don't
like
think-
that shit was someplace to be.
You don't think that that's what's going on with African people from Africa?
Well,
Here in this country, the diaspora?
in
Identifying with their enslavers or their
yes, but it's called down home syndrome, right? Down home syndrome. See, our place of persecution was down home.
down south.
It was here too, but ground zero was down south. You know, ground zero was New York too, but it stopped being ground zero. New York became a place you could run to get away from that shit down there. That shit remained ground zero. It's still ground zero.
It is.
You understand? Now, I speak vicariously. I've never been in the deep south. Further south, I've been in Virginia, in Maryland, right? In the outskirts of that shit. I got cousins there. You know? Don't go in the deep south. Why? They didn't want me there. My family. Yeah, because I used to beat white people up in New York. You understand? I used to listen. Listen, I tell you the truth. When I was a kid, what? Couldn't say no shit to me, man. I jumped right on you. White, I ain't give a fuck. Beat this white man up on the train so bad one time when I was 14 years old. Cop caught me. Cop smacked me upside my head because the white man told him let me go. I told him I was 14. He said they ain't gonna do nothing to him. Let him go. I said, you better let me go. My boys will get you. Puerto Rican cop smacked me upside the head. I went outside the bathroom to the garbage can, got 2 bottles. Cop came out the bathroom, I launched them shits at him. Woof, woof. Took off. Pew! Hit me, tried to bust him upside his head with a bottle. That was me as a child. Get me, I'm gonna get you back. That's why my people didn't want me to South.
What happened to that kid, the one who got beat up? He was from New York.
Emmett Till, they murdered Emmett Till. Supposedly, no, Emmett Till had a speech impediment. Emmett Till spoke with a whisper, right? And they said he whistled at a white woman, but he didn't whistle at the white woman. He spoke with us. You know how some people have a speech impediment, and it sounds like they whistling when they speak? That's what happened to Emmett Till. And they murdered him for that.
They beat the hell out of this boy.
They murdered him for that. Now, we got a lot of people that they have forgiven the past, but only because they don't know what happened in the past, right? They are kept ignorant of the past. I mean, the actual what happened to our people during quote-unquote slavery, because
even after,
the image that they try to project into our minds is that they were just working and not getting paid and being whipped sometimes. You know, slavery's cruel. No, see, they were breeding black people in this country.
Like animals,
yeah. After they stopped the transatlantic slave trade, they had the American domestic slave trade. You know, see, what they don't talk about is the real business of this shit, right? See, they had an incentive to stop the importation of people from Africa because that was fucking with their business of selling slaves. They were breeding black people.
What do you think about this? Like all these multinational conglomerates, you know, they made their money on the backs of African slaves.
Well, you know, slavery never went anywhere. Never.
I mean, worldwide.
No, but I mean, I'm talking about the enslavement of black people from the continent of Africa never stopped. Not once did it ever stop. Still occurs today.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why it goes back to what I said about
I mean, slavery here in America still occurs today. Listen, you ever read the 13th Amendment?
No.
The 13th Amendment says, neither slavery nor involuntary servitude shall exist in the United States or any territory subject to its jurisdiction except as punishment for a crime wherefore you have been duly convicted. What do to our young men? They try to punish them for a crime wherefore they have been duly convicted. Right. Enslave them.
So it's a new age slavery.
Not new age. It's nothing new about the shit. They've been doing it since the other kind of slavery ended. They had the convict leasing program. Yeah, chain gangs, vagrancy laws. All that shit's part of the same shit. Never stopped. They changed the names. They don't call it prison no more. They call it correctional facility. They used to bomb Vietnam people with napalm. They didn't call that shit bombing. They called it pacification of the countryside. Those are called euphemisms.
So it goes back to what you're saying about, like, I mean, words are so important. Words are very important.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because
So that's why they want us, as opposed to identifying with different places in Africa, they want us to say we're African.
well, here's the thing, right? You see the United States at war with Somalia. You see the United States at war with Libya. You see the United States involved in different skirmishes on the continent of Africa. You see South African whites abusing
The Boers.
people in Africa. Did you see all the African countries get together and go fuck them white people up in South Africa?
No, I didn't see that. I mean, the last person I saw do something like that was Shaka Zulu with the Zulu.
No, you didn't see Shaka Zulu do that because Shaka Zulu never fought the whites. That's propaganda. That's TV. Shaka Zulu replacement fought the whites. His name was Cachueo. And he lost, but he put some shit on their ass for a minute.
How you doing, guys?
How are you, brother?
Good.
Hey, all right.
I want my boss.
Now you ready?
Yeah.
Cachueo, excuse me.
Sir.
Cachueo put some shit on their ass.
Cachueo.
Yeah, Cachueo.
How many?
Two of
He
them.
put some shit on their ass. But Shaka never fought
You have three of them
Europeans.
in one
Never.
or two?
Shaka was
Two.
killed by his own people. Know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got two guys.
There's a rich tradition on the continent of Africa. They will kill your ass if you leader and sacrifice you. Now, well,
Money and power.
listen, there's a video on YouTube right now, right, of them sacrificing the president of Liberia, Samuel K. Doe. They call it execution, but that shit is a sacrifice. It's a sacrifice because they going through some serious ritual,